Thank you for watching this week's episode's video notes on the cognitive load crisis. For more information, please visit our website at focusintegration.com.
There's this invisible crisis unfolding on factory floors all over the world. And it's not what you think. It's not about broken machines. It's not about workers not trying hard enough. No, it's a deep conflict between the technology we've built and the way our brains are actually wired. And this quote it nails it, doesn't it? We've created these incredibly complex, supercharged factories, but we're still running on the same basic hardware up here that we've had for thousands of years. The factory changed, we didn't. So that leads to this really strange situation. A paradox. You'd think, hey, more automation, more robots, things should get simpler, right? Easier? But for the actual people on the ground, the exact opposite is happening. It's just creating more chaos. And that chaos is very, very real. Operators are literally drowning in a constant flood of stuff. You've got alarms blaring, data streaming at them. They're trying to keep track of multiple screens, follow complex instructions. It's just a relentless attack on the senses. So let's go ahead and put a name on this. This is the invisible factory crisis. Now, here's what's so important to understand. For decades, when things went wrong, who got the blame? The worker. It was always, it's a performance problem, or they need more training, or they just don't have the motivation. But it turns out that's completely the wrong way to look at it. The real culprit, the invisible force behind all this, is something called cognitive load. The easiest way to think about it is like your brain's RAM, its processing power. And when the factory demands, all those alarms and data points and decisions exceed your brain's limited capacity, the whole system just crashes. That's the crisis. And this really brings us to the core battle that's being waged every single day. It's the human brain versus the modern machine. This comparison just lays it all out there perfectly. On one hand, you have us, human beings. We're really good with simple steps and clear pictures. On the other hand, you have the modern factory, which expects us to be superhuman, juggling a dozen things at once. It's a fundamental design flaw, and it's happening on a massive scale. And if you remember just one number from this, let it be this one, 3 to 5. That is it. That's the maximum number of new things your brain can handle at the same time. Now think about that factory worker staring at a screen that has 50 different things on it. Their brain doesn't stand a chance. So the key takeaway here is that this gap, this huge mismatch between our 3 to 5 item limit and the factory's basically infinite demands, that's the real reason for all the mistakes, the slowdowns, and the stress we're seeing. Now, here's where the story gets a little ironic. A lot of times, the very technology that's supposed to be helping is actually making everything worse. This is a classic case of good tech gone bad. And the main offender is almost always the traditional human-machine interface, or HMI. The screens they use to control everything. They're often a total cognitive nightmare. We're talking screens packed with tiny text, menus buried inside other menus, and error codes so cryptic you need a PhD to figure them out. And the consequences of that bad design? Well, they're totally predictable. When you overload people like that, they start to make mistakes. They forget to do things. They miss important alerts. It's not their fault. The system is practically setting them up to fail. And man, this problem is especially brutal for new employees. They don't have those years of tribal knowledge to navigate the chaos. This quote says it all, really. If you overwhelm someone on day one, they are not going to stick around. And this is a massive driver of high turnover. Okay, but here's the good news. It absolutely does not have to be this way. The solution isn't to train people harder, it's to design the technology better. And that brings us to the HMI revolution. And the principles are honestly beautiful in their simplicity. Instead of flooding the user, you reduce the information. You only show what's absolutely essential. You use clear visuals, not walls of text. You guide them step by step. You basically take the burden of complex decisions off of their shoulders. You engineer for clarity. And this is exactly what that looks like. It's clean, there's no guesswork, the interface just tells you what to do, one simple thing at a time. Do this. Okay, now do this. It's so powerful because it's finally working with our brains, not fighting against them. And hey, the data totally backs this up. Just look at this chart. Look at the difference in mistakes when you switch from a bunch of text to a simple visual guide. It's not a small improvement, it is a complete game changer. And it makes perfect sense because our brains are hardwired to process images almost instantly. Okay, I absolutely love this phrase. Instead of an alarm storm, when 100 alarms go off at once and create total panic, a smart system can turn that into a clarity storm. How cool is that? It analyzes all the chaos, finds the one root cause, and presents the operator with one simple instruction. It turns panic into precision. So when you solve this cognitive load crisis, what's the real payoff? Well, the benefits are huge, and they go way beyond just making people feel less stressed. We're talking about real, tangible gains in clarity, speed, and safety. The payoff is massive. When the system is clear, people work faster and they work with more confidence. Mistakes just plummet. Training a new person goes from taking weeks to just a few days. And maybe most importantly, people stop quitting because the job doesn't feel like an impossible, chaotic mess anymore. And this, right here, this is the key takeaway. It completely reframes the whole conversation. The problem isn't the person. The problem is the design of the system around them. When you fix the system, you empower the person to succeed. So a modern HMI redesign isn't just about a cosmetic update or making screens look prettier. It's a strategic weapon. It's a solution that actively fights cognitive load by simplifying, visualizing, and guiding the workforce every single step of the way. Which leaves us with one last question to think about. When you finally fix that broken interface between people and machines, when you create systems that support your workers instead of overwhelming them, are you just doing a simple user experience upgrade? Or are you actually starting a revolution in how we think about work itself?